Hi, God. Thanks for the shine. Okay, so we're done for the day. We did some cold calling, and then we made some contacts with some people, and then we sent out a bunch of emails, right? So that was fun. We had a lot of fun doing that. And then just seeing how people react now when we conversate or when we have a conversation with them over the telephone about what it is that we do, because we're all about education, man. So here, now let's get back into some education. Okay, so check this out right here. All right, you see that? Boom. Okay, that's going to be up on the screen, so then that way you're going to be able to see it, right? But this is called God's love story. So we're building something right now because we were hanging out with my man Scott earlier, okay? So this one is called Babylon is Fallen, right? It's coming from Revelations 18:4, okay? Check this out right here. These words are fire. 4, it says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins. That's that highlight, right? And that ye receive not of her plagues. Okay, done. All right. So let's reread that one more time. It says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. Okay. All right. Then we got some words. Okay. So check out these words. Her is G846, right? That's at Strong's. Okay. Otos, right? Of a baffling wind, man. This is kind of fun because there's a lot of wind blowing right now. Okay, backward, the other, okay? And then her is he, hi, ki, ko, this here, okay? That's what that one is. That's that origin, okay? Now check this one out right here. We got people. People is G2992, okay? A people, that's what Strong says. Right, now check out what people is here. People is men and women, okay? Populonia, Juno, she who protects against devastation, army, okay? Remember this, all right? And then you got sins. Sins is Ham-ar-Ti-ah. That's that G266, right? A sin, offense, sinful, okay? Strongs. All right, now we got sin. Sin is moral wrongdoing, okay? Remember that. Injury, remember that, okay? Mischief, remember that. Offense against God, right? ESONT, right? Which means becoming, and ES means to be, okay? So we wrote those, or we didn't write those words down, right? But we put those down because we have a message to the family, and it says God's strategy, right? And then it says Jesus Christ is the word, the love, the truth, the way, the life, okay? Done, man. So we're doing this for a particular reason, so we're building something right now. How are we doing on time? We're cool on time, right? So we're building something right now, right? So let me show you something else. You're going to see this pop up on the screen too, right? Is because we were hanging out with my man Scott Adams, right? So Scott Adams happens to be one of the people who makes cartoons and stuff like that, and then he talks, and then he tries to show people different strategies and things like that. He's a fun dude, man. We like hanging out with him, because he has a good mind that we like to look into sometimes. Hold on, take a sip, man. Okay, so then we were hanging out with Scott, and then he was talking about something where he was saying 5 variables of success, okay? And then that triggered us, because he's always talking about things from the point of view of someone who is secular, okay? So we're always coming at things from the point of view of God, right? Because God is our commander in chief, man, period, the end, right? So other people follow other people's words, right? That's cool as long as those words, point you to God, man. I'm cool with that, right? But a lot of people, they have their own words, that they've gotten from other people, and then, it helps them out. And it doesn't, right? It is what it is, man. So Scott's trying to help out these people right here by showing them some words, right? And he says 5 variables of success, right? And he has number 1, it's avoid crime. That's obvious. Number 2, avoid addiction. That's obvious. Number 3, no kids before ready. That's obvious. Number 4, focus on learning. That's obvious. And then number 5, character. That's obvious. So these are 5 very obvious variables if you understand who you are and what you are, right? But what Scott is discovering is that there's a lot of people out there that don't know who they are or what they are, right? So he's having a big communication with all of the people right now because, they're trying to take this man's money away from him, right? They already did it, right? By basically saying you can't produce your comic anymore from this publication right here, right? So they're basically saying no more. You can't make money from us no more, right? We will not feed you anymore, okay? But Scott doesn't care because Scott's rich, man. So he's doing his thing and he's still out there and he's instructing, and we're liking how he's instructing, right? Because he's trying to show the people this is how you can become successful, man, with 5 variables, man. Seriously, right? So then we got another bit right here where it's going to say to the family, right? Then we got word drop, and then it says strategy. Strategy is strategos, right? Which means general, which means commander of an army. Okay, remember what army is. Army is the people, right? And then you have STERE, right? Stade, which means to spread. And then you have argos, right? Which means leader, okay? And then that's coming from AG, which means to drive, okay? Not attorney general, but AG, which means to drive, right? Draw out, fourth move, man, okay? So when you got that strategy, you got something that can make you move, man. So what makes us move? God. What makes us move? Jesus Christ. What makes us move? Holy Ghost, man. That's what's up, right? Now, other people are moved by other strategos, right? So other strategies move other people. Examples of different strategies are ways of thinking, right? So a way of thinking would be, I'm a Republican. That's a way of thinking. A way of thinking would be, I'm a Democrat. That's a way of thinking. A way of thinking would be, I'm a conservative. That's a way of thinking, okay? Another way of thinking would be, I'm a liberal. I'm a libertarian. Whatever, man. So these are all different strategies of how you operate your mind based off of the words that you take in, right? So our strategy is always going to be Holy Bible. Our strategy is always going to be God, Jesus Christ, and Holy Ghost, man. It's so simple for us, man, because they make us one, right? So then that's why we were writing this down, so then we're going to hop on this next bit. How we doing on time? We're cool on time. So we got this other bit right here, which we like to show the law, because that's all we do is we show the law, so of all the things that we've been making, right, everything happens to do with law. And then if all law comes from the Bible, that's why we always talk about the Bible so much, man. It hurts a lot of people because they don't understand that God is the creator of everything, man. It hurts them, right? They think that other things create the things that they deal with, right? But God created everything, man. So it's just like, it is what it is, man. So then that's why we have this bit right here, which you're going to see pop up on the screen, where it says man, considered as a creature, that's a fact, right, must necessarily be subject to the laws of his creator. Who's man's creator? God, okay? It's always in the law, right? For he, meaning man, is entirely a dependent being. That's a fact, man. I'm dependent on anything and everything that God has created, okay? A being independent of any other, I don't know what those are, has no rule or law, okay, to pursue, right? So anyone who doesn't have God as their number one in their life, you see that they're being led all over the place by all sorts of other different words, man. So all of those words that we were talking about previously, those are those people's rulers, okay? So if you call yourself a so-called African American, that's your ruler. If you call yourself a so-called white person, that's your ruler. If you call yourself anything other than one of the children of God, man, that's your ruler, man. It's so simple, okay? All right, so let's keep it going, right? But such as he prescribes to himself, right? But a state of dependence will inevitably oblige the inferior to take the will of him, okay? On whom he depends as the rule of his conduct. Man, God is my ruler, okay? And consequently, as man depends absolutely upon his maker for everything, it is necessary that he should in all points conform to his maker's will. Period. The end, man. So that's why we got who our maker is, and our maker's God, man. And then we got this bit that says it right here. It says to the family, right? The creator of everything, strategos, okay, for strategy. God, Jesus Christ, Holy Ghost. Period. The end, man. So if you understand that the strategy is God, Jesus Christ, Holy Ghost, right, you will be free, right? Because That's just the rule. Them be the rules to the game, man. You know, and if you want a hard life, right? If you want a super difficult life because you're going to have someone else being your ruler or your maker, then go follow one of those other ways of thinking, man. You know, go be a Republican, go be a Democrat, go be a conservative, go be a liberal, go be a libertarian, go be whatever it is that you want to call yourself. We call those alphabet people. They're all alphabet people, right? You know, so all of those alphabet people have someone other than God ruling over them, man. You know, and that's just what's up, okay? You know, so check this out right here. We got one more bit that we're going to throw on, and then we're going to be done, right? You know, this is God's love story. It says God's case against his people. This is coming from Hosea 4:6, all right? Maxim of God. Check this out. Number 6, right? My people, whose people? God's people, okay? My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, man. So God's people are lacking so much knowledge because they're listening to other people chatter in their ears and then turn them away from God, man. That's why we're always trying to point you back to the word, okay? You know, so check this out. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, that's a fact, man. If you reject knowledge, you are rejecting God, man. That's a no-no in my book, okay? You know, I will also reject thee. That's why, okay? You know, that thou shalt be no priest to me. That's what God said. You reject the knowledge that God is showing you, you're not going to be God's priest, man. You know, why would he want someone to be their priest that don't listen? I wouldn't want that. Okay. Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God, I will also forget thy children. This one touches me because I was one of the forgotten children. I did not know who God was. I did not know who Jesus Christ was. I did not know who Holy Ghost was, man. It took me 40-something years to be able to find out who God was or who God is. And then now I know where God lives, right? I know where God dwells. God dwells within every man and every woman. That's why God says, love your neighbor like you love God, with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your soul, with all your strength, because God dwells within every man and every woman, man. You know, and if someone were to tell me this when I was a little pup, and they were to give me this strategy when I was a little pup, I would have been different from what I am now. But then I wouldn't have had the relationship that I have with God that I do right now, man. So it's all good in the end for me, right? Because this is how I got the Father, man. You know, I wouldn't have gotten the Father if it wasn't for Jesus Christ, and then I wouldn't have gotten to Jesus Christ if it wasn't for all of the trials and all of the hardships that I had to go through in my life, man. You know, and I'm thankful and I'm grateful for that, okay? You know, so check this out, man. We got another word, people. Remember, people it's going to be up on the screen. Men, woman, mankind, Populonia, Juno, she who protects against devastation. Army, okay? So the people is God's army, man. Period, the end, man. Every man and every woman, you're part of God's army, even if you don't know it, man. You know, you can say, oh, I'm part of another system. Not true, because God created you, okay? And destroy. Destroy is unbuild, right? From DE, which is unstruere, to pile, build, STRE, to spread, man. So we're back, man, and we're done. You know, so now you know the hierarchy of the hierarchy of the world is God, Jesus Christ, Holy Ghost. They are the creators, they are the masters, they are the kings, they are the rulers, and we the people are their servants, man. Period, the end. And if you roll with that strategy, you're going to be free. If you don't roll with that strategy, you will be bound to serve someone else, man. Period, the end. So we're done. We're going to put this together. We're going to upload it, and we're going to go sip on our water, OJ, and apple cider vinegar. I'll talk to you guys in the future. Remember, nobody's having more fun than us. Bye.